Let me just say that I think one of the core things that will be said today to these young men who are here is that they matter. Is that whatever, when people say to you that whatever you're doing doesn't matter, remember everything that's going to be said here today and that has been said. Remember the prayer. Remember what Professor Sepe said about the different people, especially about Keiza Mutaung. Also remember that there was a poet called Rumi, an ancient poet from Persia, who, in similar circumstances, when someone was saying, as people will say to you, you are nothing but a drop in an ocean, you don't matter. Rumi said, you are not a drop in an ocean, but you are an ocean in a drop. Let me call upon Mr. Sunil Genesis.
My name is Sunil, and I work for a little software company called SAP. Some people call us SAP. I've heard people say that at least 76% of the world's gross domestic product flows through SAP systems worldwide. So I suppose in some way or the other, we touch the lives of many, many people around the world. Our vision at SAP is to help the world run better by changing people's lives. And we believe in walking the talk. 2 years ago, I met Shepo. I believe I was standing right here when I met you, the first time. And he spoke to me about this program that he wanted to put in place. I was really amazed by his passion and his dedication towards creating a better future. We were the first multinational to come on board to support Shepo in this quest. And I think we have the great 10 boys. Can you put your hands up, please, that are here? That you've been part of this program last year. It's good to see you again. And I'm sure at some point we will hear from the boys either today or during the course of the program. But what really caught my attention was those words, or were those words that Shepo put up. It's easier to develop strong boys than to repair broken men. And our country, based on the apartheid history that we've had, has resulted in a situation where we are still facing the deficit of human capital in so many forms and ways, from emotionality, from a social context, from an educational perspective, from a direction of taking young people and bringing them into science, technology, engineering, and mathematics careers. As we know, the apartheid government, to a large extent, pushed black people into courses, and I have nothing against anyone else, I'm a graduate of physics myself, into studying the arts, into studying courseware that resulted in dead-end pathways. The net result of that, we have a lot of graduates in the country over that period of time, but many of them are unemployable. And the idea behind this program that has been put in place is to ensure that you, the grade 9s and now the grade 10s, when you walk out of this program, the entire country will recognize you as somebody that will become employable. We must stop this nonsense of creating skills for the dead-end path. That has to stop. Yes, you may study things that you are passionate about. You may like photography, you may like art or religion or whatever the case may be. This is fantastic. But at the end of the day, if you're not part of the digital economy, and every single person in this room is part of the digital economy, who does not use Facebook in the room? Instagram, Twitter, iTunes. You guys don't download from iTunes? So you're part of the digital economy from the time you're very young. And if you're not part of this economy going forward, you will be producing widgets that people will no more want to buy. Widgets are items. And if South Africa has to take its rightful place on the global stage, on the BRICS environment, on the global stage of creating the next generation of mathematicians, of astronauts or afronauts as we want to call them, as pioneers in academia, as the next big business entrepreneurs. We need you. And you guys are special because there's a specific criteria we've used to select you. Shepo has gone on a drive throughout the country, Shepo and his team have gone on a drive throughout the country to farm you guys and to bring you in. We try to find the best talent in each province, and then 9 provinces obviously in our country we're aware of. But we want this process to be one where the camaraderie develops to a point that you take up careers in engineering, mathematics, science. The partners that are here, every single one of them, including the Queen Mother who hails from Bafokeng, are very much interested in you being part of this economy which is technological. And today, technology touches every part of your life. We are very proud as SAP to be associated with this program. Globally, I'm seeing some of my colleagues talking about this, and I've been asked on several occasions. I have 2 young daughters, and I've been asked, why support a program for boys? It's simple. There are millions of programs for girls. There's been so much of energy and effort put into the whole environment of bringing what we call an equal or egalitarian society by different companies, by government itself. We have gender commissions that have been set up, etc. But somewhere along the lines, we forgot that we have some boys who eventually will become men and take their places on this planet. And, you know, we are the minority. The women are about 50.05%, and we are about 49 point something. So I thought it was a minority cause and I should support it, Chepo. And I don't think I've placed my trust in the wrong place. And I want to thank new partners that have come on board to support this. TUT was there, our partners who did the sort of personality mapping were part of the process. And I'm glad to see that new technology companies are coming on board. And my message out there is, this program is marvelous. It speaks to the heart and to the core of what we as South Africans and Africans should be talking about. We need to move away from consumerism of products that come from outside our country. We need to be producing much more. And you can only produce that if research is taking place, if you have the right type of human talent that is retained. Ultimately, these young men can produce whatever type of technology they want. It can be consumed in the cloud, as we say. You all know what the cloud is. It's merely some device that is sitting away from your home or your business practice where data is stored. And ultimately, you will be part of the digital economy, even if you're living in Timbuktu, whether you're living in Kofimbaba or Timbaza or in Pangeni or wherever in the country, you will be able to sell what you rightfully own, which is your intellectual property. And today, intellectual property is the largest and most important item. It's the fabric of our future. Everything from launching rockets to robotics. Artificial intelligence will come around in the future and it'll create more than $50 trillion of business. Some people say it'll take away jobs. We don't believe that. And you young men will be part of that. So let me pause because I can wax lyrical for the next 2 hours about technology and get high on it. But I think we have other speakers here today, and I want to thank you for the little time that you've given me to talk about this. We stand behind you. You're going to go through some coding exercises that my employees will be engaged with you to take you through the MIT Scratch coding, which is available from MIT. It's the top university in the world. And when you pass through that process, I hope some of you will become coders one day soon, or if not necessarily coders, that you become the next Mark Zuckerberg, or you become the next Bill Gates that the world so needs if we want to continue to serve humanity's best interests. Thank you.